After a quick look at some beautiful scenery from here on the North Shore of Oahu, we're back to the action. 30 minutes on the clock here for round 2, Heat 9.
Got a million waves. Saw the last wave of Jake. This is actually his first ride right here. And a nice little layback jam from the young Californian. And you can see, look at that face, smooth as you like. Big swooping turn, and there's the toilet bowl. So Jake doing a pretty good job.
This heat, more of the same. J.Marshall, A.Correa, V.Bernardo, and O.Anwar. Here we go to start us off. A.Correa, surfer out of Peru, blasting that wave on his backhand. Here we see goofy footers not only doing battle with their competition, but also with these waves. Not an easy wave to surf.
Care of business right there. Alonso. Nice backhand snap. You talked about how it's a little bit difficult, Chris, to manage to surf Haleiwa on your backhand, but there is advantages. You can kind of hit it vertically.
A.Correa showed us right there. Here is young J.Marshall, number 24 on the QS as it stands right now from Encinitas, California. He's a verified lot lizard at Seaside Reef, Ross. It's the last wave from J.Marshall.
J.Marshall swooping through a cutback there, and speaking of broken records, Chris, I think the waves just look so fun.
He's surfing all around Encinitas and ripping every day. But he's got a big heat in front of him here. O.Anwar, surfer from Indonesia, coming through his first round heat. It was a close call for Oni, but came through at the end. Right there you see the talent from O.Anwar, making a very tough wave to surf look relatively easy.
I like it. Yeah, he looked pretty relaxed actually on that wave.
Yeah, and you have surfers in particular in this heat with already some big results. If you do well in a QS 10,000, you know, if you get in that top 9, that's a keeper score for sure. 22:41 to go. This is O.Anwar going for the quick whip. Gets disengaged from his board. Hurt him in the priority standings. Out the back, having a paddle. V.Bernardo with that top priority spot, so he's using it. Here we go, V.Bernardo. An electric surfer out of Brazil. He's been on the North Shore here for about a month, so putting in his time over here, getting himself prepared for the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. A nice series of turns for V.Bernardo. I mentioned earlier he got 17th place at the HIC Pro. You know what? 17th at an event like that with that many incredible local surfers and traveling QS surfers, that's a big result.
Mid-size sunset too. I actually seen a couple of his heats. He was ripping. Watch this snap right here. There's the spray. Beautiful. Just a sharp little hack. And a second one too.
And from last year to this year, I mean, he was already in the conversation to win last year. He's even gotten better.
Yeah, he's a freaky talent, uber talented. Even at age 16, he was already getting crazy barrels at pipe, so he's a force.
Wow, whip crack surfing for J.Marshall. Second turn doesn't go his way. He'll make his way back out there. He'll get a front row seat to V.Bernardo up and into the lip. Get some air under his fins. Quick snap there for Victor, so a nice two-turn combination.
Thing is, he has age on his side.
Yeah, exactly. He's a young surfer, and he's making a hard charge on the QS. 2 big results here, and at the Vans World Cup, J.Marshall could sneak onto the championship tour.
There's people saying, Hawaii, get chance, bruh. And we see just a kind of a weird wave there, small one for O.Anwar. That's one of those waves where he's just going to press the reset button. He's trying to get back over the channel.
You know, they definitely, you know, of course, they're doing something that is death-defying, but they know exactly what's going on at all times. It's going to be fun to watch. But here we go. We've got work to do here at Haleiwa. O.Anwar, he's just kind of taking off on some eggs. Nothing, nothing of note yet for O.Anwar.
He's sketchy. You know, he's so used to surfing Kramis that looks just like this. I'd look for him to do a big ol' air.
Well, here you go. You might get that. You might get that answered right here as he comes to this inside section, pops the fins out.
You'll get the typical trade winds, but on this side of the North Shore, you can get some land breezes. You know, the land really heats up, and it's typical for the afternoon to get a little sea breeze going.
A.Correa on his backhand, struggling to find some rhythm. As, this is a mystifying wave. Just when you think you've figured it out, the winds might switch just a little bit. Everything will change.
This is shreddy stuff out here.
9:45 to go. This heat flying by. This is V.Bernardo. Nice roll in to start this wave. Cranks it off the bottom, straight up into that coping section. Gets around it again.
Cleared his 5.5, but he came unstuck in that last turn, so a little work left. And Victor, he's a solid surfer. You consider this kind of a shocker right now, this heat for him. He's definitely overdue.
Nicely placed turn, but pushes too hard. He goes down. Right behind him, J.Marshall, representing Encinitas, California. Beautiful carving snap. J.Marshall, you can tell, just grew up on a steady diet of Taj Burrow and to grow as well.
Yeah, kind of a funny heat. Other than J.Marshall on your screen right here, everyone's a little bit vulnerable. Nothing too crazy or solid in terms of 2 scores. Unfortunate there for Jake.
You can see it in his precision attack there. Goes down on his last turn. So all surfers making mistakes on their last waves. See if A.Correa can keep it clean. Alonso, more of that, just kind of blue collar style, power surfing straight into the lip. So O.Anwar, and he was in 4th priority a minute ago. Now he's in 1st priority, and that's the wave he picked. So wave selection kind of questionable right now with O.Anwar and with A.Correa. I think Alonso probably did just get his best wave with that last effort.
Stay in one zone. Now when we go to Sunset Beach, that's a for sure. Sunset, you can get lost.
Here we go, surfer in blue, A.Correa. That was with 4th priority. The idea of preparation really, has to be talked about. J.Marshall has been here since sunrise. He's been studying the ocean, watching what's been happening, him and his whole crew. He's here with his dad, so he's been doing the research, and it's showing that he's just right in the right spot. And there's the air. O.Anwar.
And, Alonso dealt with it, so he's going to give himself a chance here. He's going to be battling with V.Bernardo for 2nd place. Kind of a nice little air reverse here. I would have loved for him to have one major move on the outside. That would have given him a big score to back up that air reverse, but you could see it in his eyes. He was just looking jumpy this whole heat. He's going to have more work left here, though, Chris, in the last couple minutes.
Went super high, but it was nicely done. And here goes A.Correa on his backhand, powering through that section. Going straight up the lip again, so a 3rd turn.
And this is a workman's-like wave here, effort. 3 kind of lateral turns, just placing his board up in the lip, but surviving each time in each one of those sections were pretty hairy.
I think he likes it. A.Correa fired up. Here goes J.Marshall again, setting the pace. 2 turns as he gets to this inside section, goes to that layback snap, and rides out of it.
Nice.
That's how you do it. You let the judges know you're in command, but then you kind of go into that dry reef section. You got to be careful.
Really low, which is also cool. Kind of gives him leverage off those bottom turns. And he knows how to use his rail. Watch this little hack right there. Beautiful bottom turn, too, to lead into that. And then another smooth little finish there. Just kind of releasing the fins a bit. So I would say that's his best wave. He's going to be kind of comboing the field here.
Time is winding down. Where is A.Correa? He's going left. And this is a soupy looking wave. He would hope for a miracle on this one. Only room for 1 snap. Needed a 6-1-0 in that top spot. Unofficially, V.Bernardo rolls through in 2nd place. A.Correa 3rd. O.Anwar down in 4th. So a huge result for your current number 24 surfer on the QS.